We love the trip so much. Summiting the highest mountain in Africa for a few minutes, you're like, the highest person in the whole continent. Yeah, it was so exciting and inspirational. And Chris wanted to build his own Kilimanjaro operator, so we said, okay, let's just do it.
Hi guys, I'm Jess from Follow Alice, and today I have Reto, the founder of Follow Alice, and I'm going to chat with him a little bit about the origins of Follow Alice and where he kind of sees it going in the next few years. Hi Reto.
Hi Jess. Hi everyone. Excited for this conversation.
Awesome. Thank you for joining me. Today we're chatting a little bit about, kind of where Follow Alice started, where it is now, missions, values, that sort of thing. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you started Follow Alice?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a while ago now, I think 8 years or so. I was still working in London at the bank. And for some reason, my friend Daniel and myself, we decided to climb Kilimanjaro, pretty much out of the blue. So we didn't have any hiking experience really or anything, but we just found the trip and we thought that's actually a super exciting idea to do. So we booked it and we arrived in Tanzania, and hands down, it's still my favorite trip and my favorite thing I've ever done. Climbing Kilimanjaro is like such an inspiring thing.
Yeah.
It's hard to really know before you've done it. Like I would have never imagined it to be that way. Like you're basically, hiking up for 5 days. It's cold. It's like you're tired. You have altitude sickness. And then that moment, I remember you get up at midnight for summit, and then you go about 5-6 hours. It's like minus 10 degrees Celsius. It's dark. And at around sunrise, it was when we reached the crater rim. And then it's kind of when it starts to get warm and the views are getting incredible.
Insane,
and you have like this half an hour on the crater rim where you walk just to the highest point, you peak. And this half an hour was so incredible.
Life-changing.
Literally life-changing.
Yeah.
It's hard to kind of convey how that actually is. And you achieved it, you managed to get there. Everything is beautiful, and then you're at the summit. And it was just such a memorable, inspiring experience. We also had like a very special guide. His name's Chris. He was the guy who took us, from Arusha, where you land, all the way to the summit. He was our lead guide. So you go 5 days up, 2 days down. So there's a lot of time to talk. And we used that to connect with our mountain crew, with the porters, with the guides, with Chris as well. And they all have like really exciting stories and inspiring stories as well. Chris in particular, he started climbing Kilimanjaro in 1999. So he started as a porter, did that for a bunch of years, and then became an assistant guide, eventually lead guide. And his dream was to have his own Kilimanjaro operator. And he was, telling us about this, and we loved the trip so much. Summiting the highest mountain in Africa for a few minutes, you're like, the highest person in the whole continent. It was so exciting and inspirational. And Chris wanted to build his own Kilimanjaro operator, so we said, okay, let's just do it.
Let's do it.
So he set up the local operations. We have like a Follow Alice Tanzania Limited, which is our local company. It's run by Chris and his brother, Robert. And we just started inspiring our friends to go and do the same experience we had. We were so excited when we came back and we told everyone about it.
Just want everyone to have that same experience.
We were so excited. And so we just told everyone about it. And that's kind of how it started, just kind of word of mouth, bringing friends to Tanzania. We set up a website. And then a lot of friends actually, they came back and they kind of got the adventure travel bug, and they were like, oh my God, it was so cool. What else do you have? And so, we started developing Uganda as a second destination, gorilla trekking.
You've done gorilla trekking?
Yes, I did as well. Like amazing trip, like also very memorable, like something I always remember. That was the second trip, and then we started adding on the Himalaya region with like Nepal, Bhutan, now developing Peru as well. So small selection of the trips that we really love and that we would recommend to all our friends. Another very important factor is who you're traveling with.
Absolutely.
And who like your local guides are, who are the people you meet, and that kind of builds this whole emotional connection to a place. as
Yeah,
well. And I think that's
absolutely.
at the core, and we wanted to kind of preserve that with all our trips, that you feel that you're not like traveling with like a big faceless company, but
Yeah.
you travel like a friend that shows you their home.
Absolutely.
That's kind of the
Absolutely.
idea behind it. And one thing actually really stuck with me with another guide from us in Tanzania. He once said, come as a client,
Leave as a friend. Yes, I love that. Awesome.
And that really stuck with me, and we kind of made
Yeah.
that as one of the core values that we want to have.
Fantastic. Yeah.
And so in all the destinations, we work with locals that we know personally. So everyone we know personally, we have very close relations. We built it ground up. Also, we're one of the best paying operators on Kilimanjaro, if not the best actually, and we're not like a luxury operator, we're
Yes,
kind of
yeah.
in the middle.
Yeah.
But I think it translates if like porters and guides, they love working for the company, that kind of
It's a
translates
good-
to the experience
Yeah.
of the customer.
Yeah.
And that was always at the core, to have, give that feeling that people feel like they're traveling with a friend rather than with a company.
I mean, that model in itself is a sustainability model, which is great because that's part of the company's core.
100%, yeah. By definition, because we're working with all these local operators and local entrepreneurs, typically 70% of all the of the trip price actually stays in the local
Amazing.
economy, and a lot of it goes into conserving the national parks.
Yeah.
Same is true in Bhutan or Uganda as well now.
Same thing. So, I mean, that kind of ties into the next question, I guess, that I was going to ask is, what sets Follow Alice apart? And I would assume that is primarily the biggest thing that sets Follow Alice apart.
That's one important part, and then two more things that are really at the heart of what we stand for is this travel with friends, that you really have this experience that you're traveling with friends, that have really a local experience. And the third is that we really want to inspire people. So we have if you look at our branding, we hope it's more inspirational rather than functional. And we really want to be that place that excites and inspires people to do a different holiday than just a usual beach holiday. So to go somewhere that pushes you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but certainly a trip that you remember. And you go to a country, you learn from the cultures. And I've been now traveling and working in almost 50 countries, and in every country and every culture there's something you can learn, and it becomes part of you. And I think that's the beauty about traveling and meeting different cultures.
Amazing. So 8 years, I mean, that's a fairly long time. You must have come across a few challenges along the way, I'm sure.
Yeah, namely a big pandemic.
Yeah, so casual, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, COVID was difficult. For sure. We're a bootstrap company, so we got a little bit of investments from friends and family that I think 70-80% were actually travelers with us, and they just loved what we do, and they invested in the company. So we kind of bootstrapped the whole company with a tiny bit of angel funding. But yeah, when COVID hit, we didn't have a lot of reserves or anything like that. So it was exciting in a way. Looking back, it was kind of a lot of stuff happened there, and I think the only reason why we got through it is because we were way too optimistic. So I remember it started in 2020 January, and we had a ski weekend planned with 30 people in March, and literally 2 days before it happened, we still were thinking we're going to go ahead. And then just the day before, the ski resort shut down everything. We had to call it off and everything. And I was like, it's
fine.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it's
Summer,
okay.
it's the big season. We're gonna, reopen everything now. And then again, when it started to, pick up again, we were like, it's going. And then what is it called? Delta.
Yeah, Delta
hit,
variant,
and then everything closed down again. And then the Omicron.
The Omicron,
So it's but we always
lost
thought,
count eventually.
It's starting again. So we never really dismissed anyone. Anyone we keep in the team, we kept pushing more content for our travelers, and somehow survived.
Yeah, and the teams on the ground, how did that affect them? I would imagine at that point it was primarily Kilimanjaro. How did that affect them?
Yeah, it was mostly Tanzania where we were operating, and it was, I mean, for them it was even more difficult.
Yeah.
Like, so we were, in the lucky situation that our clientele is quite adventurous, younger audience a lot of times, and as soon as there was a kind of a glimpse of hope and you could step on a plane again, they were already kind of on the plane. So we managed to do like a little trip here and there between the 2 variants or the 3 variants, and kind of kept the boat floating. We sent a little bit of support, like with whatever we had left, and we kind of managed through, but I think it also kind of got everyone closer to each other.
Absolutely.
And like in the core team and with the locals, etc., that we really managed to get through this together. And I mean, also very grateful to the employees. They kind of stayed with us and pushed through this, and it was a very difficult time.
Very difficult time, yeah. So where do you kind of see Follow Alice like going in the next, in the next couple of years? What is the vision?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have like any grand vision to conquer the world and become like the next Intrepid or so. We really want to stay true to our core values, to have this personal experience and a small selection of trips, like a small portfolio where we really know the destinations very well, the locals we work with very well, to really, guarantee this like 5-star client experience.
Yeah.
That's also kind of, that's our ambition, to have like a 5-star experience every trip we do.
Awesome.
And so in that sense, we want to keep it small. There's a few destinations still that we're like very excited about that we want to launch. So we're kind of getting a bit of traction in Bhutan.
Nice, that's going to be exciting.
Still in the, in the growth phase, but super exciting destination, like culturally, but also from, the landscape and everything. And like the southern part of Africa.
Amazing.
Zimbabwe, Botswana, very, very beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah. And always we want to focus on countries that, you need someone to help you organize it. Like we don't want to, you don't need me to organize your
a beach holiday. No, for sure. So. Amazing. Thank you so much for chatting with me today. Really, really inspiring to hear.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks everyone for listening.
Awesome. If you have any questions for Reto, please put them in the comments. If you have any questions for Follow Alice in general, please put them in the comments, and we will see you guys soon. Bye.